have to furnish a bail bond of 1 lakh rupees, which of course will happen tomorrow, after which he will walk out of the Tihar jail. Arvind Kejriwal has been in jail since the 21st of March. There was a brief reprieve in the month of May. The court had granted him some weeks to campaign for the Aam Aadmi Party, and then again he went back to jail on the 1st of June. The BJP says this is no proof. Today's bail is no proof of any kind of innocence on the part of the Aam Aadmi Party chief and the Delhi Chief Minister. The Aam Aadmi Party, on the other hand, is claiming vindication, saying that the ED has nothing in its case and that's why the court has granted him bail today. The question, though, is this is just bail. It's not an acquittal. It's not a clean chit of any kind. So where does the truth really lie? Was Arvind Kejriwal really the kingpin of this Liquorgate scam? So let's take you through the storm of charges that Arvind Kejriwal faces. The ED's case in court against the Delhi Chief Minister is that he is the kingpin of this Liquorgate scam, that he sought kickbacks from liquor barons in lieu of changing the excise policy in favor of private liquor barons. Kejriwal's legal counter is that this is the first time in India's history that a sitting chief minister has been arrested. The ED's case in court was that the Delhi Chief Minister was directly involved. Remember, he was a Chief Minister who officially held no portfolios, but the ED's case is that he was directly involved in the formation of the excise policy. The AAP's lawyers have argued in court that the ED has not established any necessity for arrest. The ED's case in court was Vijay Nyay acted as a middleman, a conduit between Kejriwal and some of the South liquor groups. Kejriwal's lawyers have contended that a majority of the accused have not mentioned any dealings with Kejriwal. The ED's case is one YSRCP former MP Magunta Reddy had said that the Chief Minister wanted 100 crores for the polls that were happening in Goa. This was in 2022. Kejriwal's legal case is that the weight of the statements can only be considered during the trial stage, not whether to deny or approve of bail. ED's case in court is that Vijay Nyay received as much as 100 crores in kickbacks on behalf of Kejriwal. Kejriwal's lawyers say that tracing the money is simply just no ground for any kind of arrest. And by the way, they haven't traced any money yet, at least as far as this 100 crores money that was used in the polls is concerned. ED's case is that there is a Hawala trail of 45 crores that have been traced for the Goa election funding of the Aam Aadmi Party. Kejriwal's legal defense is that there's no need for Kejriwal to be arrested for the contours of this alleged crime to come out. ED says that Magunta Reddy as well as others said that they were asked to arrange 10 crore payment to K. Kavita, who's also under arrest in this case. The Kejriwal legal team says there is no direct evidence against the Delhi Chief Minister. ED also says that apart from his own personal role as Chief Minister of Delhi, his role as convener of the Aam Aadmi Party is also equally important. The legal counter by Kejriwal's lawyers is that the ED misled court for the summons and the arrest is illegal. So this is what the back and forth has been between the Enforcement Directorate and Kejriwal's lawyers. But the important news and the big headline in tomorrow morning's newspapers is going to be that Mr. Arvind Kejriwal, Delhi Chief Minister, who's been in jail since the 3rd week of March, has now been granted bail by a Delhi court. RP Singh, national spokesperson of the BJP, is joining us. Karan Verma is a political analyst. Anmol Pawar is spokesperson of the Aam Aadmi Party. RP Singh, the Aam Aadmi Party is gloating today. They are saying that, look, within 3 months since the Chief Minister was arrested, he's now been released. And that is evidence, according to them, that the ED does not have a case, or that at least they don't have any evidence to back their case against Mr. Kejriwal.
Well, Lalu Yadav also got bail. but still he had to go to jail. I mean, bail is a normal process, and now probably they'll stop accusing Parliament or stop accusing the central government that PMLA law is such that one can't get bail and one has to prove that he is not guilty. Now it's other way around, and court has granted bail. So that is one part. As for part of that, there is no evidence. There is a lot of evidence which the ED has produced. Even then, the court has given bail. That's a separate point. I will just give you one reference. There's a bank account number 10220210004647 in UCO Bank, and then money has transacted through this.
All their contentions have been rejected outrightly.
Sir, one second. I'll come to you, sir.
Please,
I'll come to you.
Why you get?
I'll come to you, sir. I'll come to you. RP Singh.
None has been rejected. None has been rejected. There are the evidence and proof that yes, money transacted in hand. I was giving a bank account number through which money was transacted. Also, there are statement of Mr. Ashok Patel, Mr. Kiran Bhai Patel, Mr. Jagdish Sharma, who has revealed that amount of 12 crore to 7.14 crore, some 16 crore and 7.5 crore. These are all under section 164, and also that the people who received money, they have also given their statement on 164.
Okay.
So there are evidence and strong evidence, and there are digital. Give me a second, sir. Give me a second. There are digital evidence also, but still, I mean, court probably keeping this in mind that that he can't tamper with the evidence, or he will not play with the evidence, or he will not do anything wrong with the evidence. So that's why probably court has given a bail. But fact is, yes, there are strong evidence, digital, even the transactional evidence.
I'm joined by Mr. Rishikesh Kumar. Sir, I'm sorry to interrupt you. Mr. Rishikesh Kumar is a lawyer of Arvind Kejriwal. He's now joining us. Thank you very much, Mr. Kumar. So the BJP's contention, the political opponents they are saying that, look, this is just bail. Bail is the norm. Jail is the exception. This is by no means a clean chit or any kind of acquittal of Mr. Kejriwal's alleged role in the Liquorgate scam. What did the court say today, sir, while it gave bail to your client?
So, first of all, I just want to tell you that today the court has granted regular bail, which was earlier an interim bail when he came to for the campaigning. So today it was a regular bail, and he's been granted regular bail on the share of rupees 1 lakh rupees, and he has been granted bail because the ED has completely failed to establish a prima facie case in the court of law against Arvind Kejriwal, because it is the first time in recent past that in March he was arrested. We are in June. So in 3 months, it's a rare case that a person can get a bail in a ED case. Why this has happened? Because in the PMLA Act, there is a section 45 which says that it is onus on the accused who has been arrested to prove that he is not guilty. And the court has said today that the 45 is not applicable on Arvind Kejriwal because there is no material against him to even a prima facie case to establish that he is guilty in this case.
But sir, normally bail is given when a judge is convinced that the accused person, there is no flight risk, there is no ability to tamper with evidence or ability to influence witnesses. Did the court come to that conclusion today while it granted bail to Mr. Kejriwal?
Yes, these are the basic conditions when the bail is being granted to any accused, not in the case of only in ED.
Correct.
But in any case when there is a bail which has been granted. So these 3 conditions, that he will not tamper with the evidence, he will not influence the witnesses, and he will not leave the country. These are certain things that need to be taken care by the concerned court tomorrow. We are going to put the bail application, the condition which has been imposed before the concerned court, and that will be done tomorrow.
But he will still have to stand trial. The ED's charges against him that he is the kingpin, that he sought kickbacks, that he was directly involved in the formation of the excise policy, that multiple accused have taken his name, so on and so forth. All of this will come at the trial stage?
So, see, the trial has not begun yet. There is a complaint has been filed, which is in the form of the charge sheet, we say, that has been filed against Arvind Kejriwal, and he certainly is going to be put into the trial. But initially in the PMLA case, because his arrest of illegal arrest has also been challenged in Supreme Court. So that is also pending. So in
Okay.
case if Supreme Court hold that his arrest was illegal and there is no case made out against him, then there are full chances that he may get discharged even before the trial gets started.
Okay. All right. For the moment, thank you very much, Rishikesh Kumar, for joining us. He's the lawyer of Mr. Arvind Kejriwal. Karan Verma, you heard the lawyer of Mr. Kejriwal. He's saying that the court has come to the conclusion that Section 45 does not apply in the case of Mr. Kejriwal and that a case has not been made out by the ED against him. That's why the court has given him bail today.
Okay. So, Zaka, I am quoting the Delhi High Court order of 9th April 2024. Quote, ED was able to place enough material. We have gone through the statement which completes the chain and shows that money was sent to Goa elections. Unquote. Quote again, the material collected by ED reveals Mr. Arvind Kejriwal conspired and was actively involved in use and concealment of proceeds of crime, both in his personal capacity as well as convener of AAP. So after causing the exchequer a loss of 2,000 crores as per the CAG, after the Supreme Court establishing a tentative money trail of 338 crores on 30th October 2023 while denying bail to Manish Sisodia, and after this indictment by the Delhi High Court, if Mr. Arvind Kejriwal
But Karan,
has
today
got a
the court
bail,
has come to an opposite
Yes.
conclusion. Today's court is saying
Given him a
that
bail.
yeah, they've given him a
Given
bail
him a
because
bail.
Section 45 prima facie
Fine.
ED has not been able to make out a case against Mr. Kejriwal. Please respond to today, not something that happened in April.
The Delhi High Court is very clear that there is a case, and you know, this is not that it has not failed to establish a case. It is that he has been given a bail, right? Bail is not a final thing. It is not something to wear as a badge of honor.
Yes, but you just heard his lawyer, whose contention was the court came to the conclusion that 45 does not apply in the case of Mr.
Section
Kejriwal.
45 doesn't apply, but it doesn't extrapolate to that there is no case here.
Okay.
You asked the valid question. I wanted to quote this to him. When he was saying that ED doesn't have a case, ED has a case, has been ratified by no less than the Delhi High Court.
Okay.
Even the Supreme Court has said there is a money trail
Anmol
involved.
Pawar, respond. This is what the ED has said in multiple courts, the Rose Avenue Court, the Delhi High Court, even in the Supreme Court. The Delhi Chief Minister is the kingpin. He sought kickbacks from liquor barons, that he was directly involved in the formation of the liquor policy, that Vijay Nyay, who was not a minister, who didn't have any official position in the Delhi government, got a ministerial bungalow right next to the Chief Minister's bungalow, and he was acting as a middleman between Mr. Kejriwal and the South group. And that one of the arrested accused, Magunta Reddy, had said that Kejriwal had said that the Aam Aadmi Party needed 100 crores for the Goa polls.
Zaka, please allow me 2 minutes to respond. You have thrown a flurry of questions. I need my time to respond. First of all, we extend our sincere thanks to the Honorable Court for granting bail to Mr. Arvind Kejriwal. This decision is a beacon of hope and reaffirmation of the values of justice and fairness. From the outset, we have been saying that this is a false and fabricated case filed against Mr. Kejriwal to put him behind bars so that he cannot campaign in the election. The fact is that since last 2 years, thousands of raids have been conducted, and despite that, not a single penny has been recovered. The arrest was illegal and unconstitutional, and there's no documentary evidence. Even the Honorable Court admitted the fact that when there's dearth of evidence, because there was no direct evidence against Mr. Arvind, direct or indirect evidence against Mr. Arvind Kejriwal, that is why the 4 approvers came into scene. And we all know that out of those 4 approvers, one of the approver gave 60 crore rupees to the Bharatiya Janata Party as donation. The other 2 approvers were from TDP, Magunta Reddy, who was fighting
YSRCP,
Lok
not
Sabha
TDP.
elections.
YSRCP.
Lok Sabha elections, and Mr. Modi was campaigning for him. And the other was his
YSRCP,
son.
not TDP.
And the other was his son.
Yeah, they are
there's
from
not
YSR
even-
party, not from TDP.
In normal criminal jurisprudence, the rule is that a person is presumed innocent until proven guilty. While in PMLA, this burden of proof, this principle reverses, and it is that a person has to prove himself innocent at the very first stage. So this decision by the Honorable Court is a testament that there's not even a prima facie case
But
against
Mr.
Mr.
Pawar,
Arvind
the
Kejriwal.
fact also remains that, okay, as far as Mr. Kejriwal is concerned, there may not be any direct evidence. There's only naming of so-called approvers who have named him. But your other leaders, Mr. Sisodia, Mr. Jain, they're all in jail for a number of years now. How do you defend them?
See, the Honorable Supreme Court, while dismissing the bail on 30th October 2023, very categorically stated that the case will fall flat after 2 questions in cross-examination. There's not a single evidence against the trace of money reaching to Mr. Arvind Kejriwal or Mr. Sisodia. While on the other hand, 60 crore rupees were given as bribe to Bharatiya Janata Party by P. Sharad Reddy, and none of their spokesperson have ever answered that why did they take 60 crore rupees bribe from the alleged kingpin of the liquor scam,
RP Singh
who
will
was
respond.
granted bail.
RP Singh,
who was-
one of
who
the
was
key
granted bail.
accused
See,
turned
let me
approver,
complete.
Sharad Reddy of Aurobindo Pharma, was granted bail after he named Kejriwal, and now it has come to light that in the electoral bonds, his company gave money to the BJP.
More than 20,000.
Let him respond, RP Singh.
Well, he's one of the directors in a lot of group of the companies, and he's not the owner of the company. One. Secondly, as far that person concerned that who paid money in electoral bonds, if we had to ask him to speak against Kejriwal, then BJP should have paid him money. Why shall he pay money for speaking against Kejriwal? And secondly, thirdly, granting bail is part of the legal process, and court has already said that in the one of the orders that granting bail, you can't challenge granting bail to a person on pretext that that he has paid money or not paid money to any political party. One. Secondly, Jaka, I categorically stated the check numbers and the details and the name of the people who are on record. And there are digital evidence also, which proves beyond.
One second,
Sir,
Pawar
please,
Sahab,
can I
one
get
second,
interrupted?
please.
Jaka, just not
Anmol ji,
there.
1 second. Let him finish. I'll come back to you. Right
Gandhi aada chhod do, sir.
Yeah, let him finish. Let him finish. Yeah. Boliye,
So,
RP Singh.
there are digital evidence, there are digital evidence, there are, as I said, there are evidence on record also, under section 164 also, where people have stated. And let me recall you one
नहीं
case.
आरपी सिंह साहब ये तो बताइए ना कि केजरीवाल को डायरेक्टली इम्प्लीकेट करने वाला कौन सा एविडेंस है?
ये सबके सब एविडेंस हुए हैं जो केजरीवाल इज द कैंडिडेट ऑफ द पार्टी एंड द मनी हैज बीन ट्रांजैक्टेड ऑन बिहाफ ऑफ द party itself, not as a chief minister. The money was transacted to Goa. Give me a second now. Rajinder Singh Solanki, one of the MLA contested in Gujarat, accepted that he received that 20 lakh rupees, which he was caught red-handed, is not his money. It has been transacted by the central party, and there's a case already going. And there are other now who has accepted that in I give you the figures: 12 crore, 7.15, 7.1 crore, 16 crore, and 7.5 crore, and 2 crore. I mean, there are various people who accepted that this much money was transacted on behest of Mr. Kejriwal or on behest of Aam Aadmi Party.
Okay,
and
Mr.
who's the
Pawar,
criminal of Aam Aadmi
respond.
Party? It is
Mr. Kejriwal is the convener of the party. The monies have come to the party. The monies have been spent in different elections. And this is why the liquor policy was tweaked to benefit certain private liquor players.
Sir, the first of all, I would like to say that all these contentions have been rejected outrightly by the Honorable Court. Although we are waiting for the
No, not
for
at
the
all.
order which
Not
will,
at all.
Sir, please do not
he's
interrupt.
spreading lies.
अब आप अगर interrupt करोगे
No,
ना,
no, not at all.
अगर आप-
I give you a challenge.
ऐसा है,
I
सच्चाई
give
तो
you a
सुनना
challenge,
नहीं
sir.
RP Saab,
I
one
give
second.
you a
RP Saab,
challenge.
one second.
Sir,
But
there
Mr.
is no
Pawar,
way.
it's also
ऐसा
incorrect.
आपके
It's
पास
also
बोलने के लिए
incorrect.
कुछ है
Pawar ji,
बोलने के
it's
लिए आपके
incorrect.
पास कुछ है
It's
नहीं।
incorrect to say that court has rejected these charges. Court has not rejected these charges.
Sir, time
Court
and-
has found grounds to grant him bail. That's all. Charges,
Sir,
whether it will be proven or rejected, will happen at trial, not now.
So section 45 says that the court can only grant bail under 2 conditions. First of all, either ED must not oppose it. Secondly, that there's not even a prima facie case against the accused. So the court has granted bail, finding that not even a prima facie case is made out against Mr. Arvind Kejriwal because there's dearth of evidence. Because the ESG yesterday admitted before the court that we don't have any evidence
Please
against
go
him.
through
That
the-
is why
go through-
we have
go through
lured
the
these so-called
court order,
approvers.
sir. court order, it doesn't mention what you are telling. You are spreading lies. You are trying to corrupt your friends.
Karan Verma, the bigger question is, now that Mr. Kejriwal has been granted bail, he will come out tomorrow, he will attack Mr. Modi, and he will simply say that, look, this is the power of democracy. 4th of June, the results came, Mr. Modi's mandate has been cut short by 63 seats, and suddenly all institutions are developing a spine. That's what he will say.
He will come out, and hell awaits him in the sense that people of Delhi are very angry with him. The water crisis in Delhi, the health crisis in Delhi, the heat which has made it even worse, a bleeding Delhi Jal Board, Yamuna which is not clean. So he's left Delhi in a mess. So if anything, Kejriwal has a lot of serious pressing governance issues to discuss. And he's just got bail. Every single court order has said that the liquor scam has happened. Now, whether the buck stops with Manish Sisodia or Arvind Kejriwal, they have to answer that. But the liquor scam did happen, and the money did go to Goa as ratified.
All right, we will leave it at that. We will now shift focus to the second story, and we're doing that because it certainly is the story that concerns a lot more people, particularly young people. And I want to shift focus to the NEET scam, the alleged NEET scam, and also the UGC NET exam that's been cancelled. RP Singh will continue to stay on with us. I thank the other two guests. We're shifting focus to the National Testing Agency, which continues to be under fire over charges of the paper leak and corruption, with students on the warpath. But now the UGC NET exam has been cancelled over a suspected cyber attack. After first claiming that there is no evidence of a paper leak, today Education Minister Dharmendra Pradhan held a briefing where he said that the government is tracking all developments in the paper leak cases, adding that a special committee will be formed to probe the NTA lapses, and if there were lapses, he said, action will be taken against the higher officials of the NTA. It also comes as the BJP has linked the accused in the Bihar paper leak case to the RJD, and specifically to Tejashwi Yadav, claiming that the accused were given access to these papers via someone who was an aide of Tejashwi Yadav, a man named Preetam. But Dharmendra Pradhan has said that he takes moral responsibility for these lapses and that student welfare remains the top priority of the Education Ministry. The question remains, will this safeguard the interests of the students? So let's take a look at the key takeaways of what the Education Minister said. Number one, he said a special high-level committee, which includes technocrats, people who are associated with exams and conducting exams in India in the past, they will be formed and authorized to probe the role of the National Testing Agency. The NTA is not being protected, and if there is evidence found by members of this committee against higher officials of the NTA, then action will be taken against them. He's also appealed to the opposition parties, to Rahul Gandhi, the Congress, other India Alliance parties, not to spread rumors and affect the future of the students. The UGC NET exam, which was cancelled yesterday, the reason for that, the minister has given out the details. The questions of the UGC NET exam appeared on the dark net. He also said that the guilty will not be spared and that the ministry and the government will continue to support students. He's also said that they're tracking developments as far as the Bihar leg of the paper leak is concerned. Mr. Pradhan also went on to say that he is taking moral responsibility for the lapses that happened. Let's listen into what he said.
मैं आपको यह भी सूचित करना चाहूंगा, सरकार एक हाई लेवल कमेटी गठन करने जा रही है, जो इस बार प्रकरण में एनटीए के संबंध में, मैंने पहले भी कहा है, एनटीए के संबंध में कई विषय सामने लाया है। एनटीए की स्ट्रक्चर, एनटीए की फंक्शनिंग, एग्जामिनेशन प्रोसेस, ट्रांसपेरेंसी और डाटा सिक्योरिटी प्रोटोकॉल को और इंप्रूव करने के लिए उस उच्च स्तरीय कमेटी से रिकमेंडेशन अपेक्षित रहेगी। मैं आपको विश्वास दिलाना चाहता हूं, पुख्ता जानकारी आने पर दोषियों को कड़ी से कड़ी उनके ऊपर कार्रवाई की जाएगी। एनटीए हो या एनटीए में कोई भी बड़ा व्यक्ति हो, जो इसमें दोषी पाया जाएगा, इसके खिलाफ सख्त कार्रवाई की जाएगी। इस पूरे प्रकरण में सर्वोच्च प्राथमिकता विद्यार्थियों के भविष्य को दी जाएगी। I4C एजेंसी जो विशेष करके साइबर क्राइम को ट्रैकिंग करने के लिए बनी है, उन्होंने 3 बजे एक जानकारी दी कि इस प्रकार की डार्क नेट में क्वेश्चन आ गया है। उस क्वेश्चन को हमने एनटीए की जो ओरिजिनल क्वेश्चन था उसके साथ टैली करवाया। जब हम स्पष्ट हो गए कि वो डार्क नेट में जो क्वेश्चन है वो यूजीसी नेट की ओरिजिनल क्वेश्चन के साथ मिलता है, तत्क्षणात हम लोगों ने निर्णय किया इसके ऊपर एक उच्च स्तरीय अनुसंधान और सीबीआई इंक्वायरी हो। मैं सभी से अनुरोध करता हूं, इस संवेदनशील इशू पे किसी भी तरह की अफवाह फैलाने का कोशिश ना किया जाए या सारे चीजों को राजनीतिक दृष्टि से देखा ना जाए।
All right, let me open this up to our panelists. RP Singh continues to be with us, national spokesperson of the BJP. Mahima Singh of the Congress will be joining us. Professor Badri Narayan is a social scientist, and Maheshwar Peri is founder and chairman of Careers 360. We'll also be speaking with Awadh Ojha, who is a UPSC teacher, a motivational speaker, somebody, of course, who is well known in the teaching fraternity. But let me start with you, RP Singh. At the end of the day, you owe an explanation to 23 lakh students. The minister came out and said, we are forming a committee. Committee will look at the role of the NTA. If there is any wrongdoing, we will take action. But students are asking and pressing for immediate answers. They are asking for a retest, saying that if the UGC NET exam was cancelled because there was evidence of some kind of compromise, then you should do the same with NEET.
Well, as far UGC go, it was compromised or the paper was leaked was on record, and then yes, immediately government took action. In this matter, the matter is under investigation, and as far the earlier matter goes, the government is pursuing the court order, which is the Supreme Court order, which is asking all those people who are giving grace marks for a re-examination, who want to go for re-examination. So this is the status is, and yes, the minister has accepted that yes, he is taking the moral responsibility, but it's not the first time it's happening. I mean, it's happened earlier also, but there is still no proof that there is some sort of leak in any NET. And yes, the cases in Bihar and in Gujarat are under investigation, and let the matter be investigated. There are a lot of questions being raised. There are a lot of political clout being used in Bihar with linkage to Tejasvi Yadav, but that's still under investigation. And then I'd like to hold my comments also on that till the time the complete investigation happens.
Okay, Mahima Singh of the Congress, there is one person who's been accused, Pritam Kumar, who's been arrested. He's an aide of Tejasvi Yadav. He allegedly arranged a guest house in the name of quote-unquote Mantri Ji for one of the main accused in this paper leak scam called Sikandar Yadvendu, who is a middleman, a junior engineer at the Danapur Municipal Council. He allegedly charged 40 lakh rupees to the aspirants of these NEET exams to give them the question paper before taking the exam. So you need to explain about the role of your ally, Tejasvi Yadav, whose close aide has been arrested and who used Tejasvi Yadav for booking a room for 2 days just ahead of the NEET exam on 4th and 5th of May.
Jai Hind. Zaka, the amount of irregularities in this examination and the other examinations conducted by this agency created under the BJP's misrule is actually, it's not funny at all. It's very serious. It is nothing less than a structurally organized crime against the future of this country. And the bitter pill of paper leaks that the BJP is trying to shove down the throats of the students of this country, lakhs of them, is absolutely unacceptable. And I'd like to say here, when you're questioning the alleged aid of Tejasvi Yadav in Bihar, I think the questions have already been raised on and continue to be raised on the aides of the BJP. in Jhajjar, in Godhra, and at other centers, and the whole scam of the NTA. I mean, we have seen a scam of electoral bonds structurally organized by the BJP, and now we have the National Testing Agency, which has been changing its stance continuously. And I think you see that itself puts their own credibility under
No, but
scanner.
can you
We can't
explain to our
conduct
viewers? I know Rahul Gandhi held a press conference today. When you're saying that there is corruption in the NTA, how are you linking it to the BJP? What is your contention? What is the allegation that you're leveling? How is the BJP directly benefiting from the leak of these papers?
Let me tell you, Zaka, when these aspirants, some of them preparing for half of a decade now, when they go for these preparations, it's not only emotional, mental investment, it's financial investment also till the time the admit cards are issued, till the time they come to appear for these examinations. Our leader, Mr. Rahul Gandhi, in fact, categorically has pointed towards the appointment of vice chancellors. The captivity of these institutions by the BJP and its ideological parent body, the RSS. I know people personally, Zaka, who were compelled to join the RSS before they could be given appointments.
But ma'am,
You see,
that has nothing to do
lakhs
with
and
NEET
lakhs of
exam and the
those
bungling
posters
of the NEET
there.
exam. NEET exam is for admissions to colleges. What has appointment of
does
vice
the money-
chancellors got to
I
do
have
with
a simple
conduct of the
question.
exam?
I have a simple question to ask. Where does the money which is paid up for the till the stage of the admit cards, where does it go? Is it refunded to the students when there is a leak like this?
Okay.
Are the students compensated or remunerated aptly? The BJP does
So,
nothing, and the NTA has also reflected the same behavior, except the gaslighting.
So
They
let
have
me
been saying
ask Professor
there's been
Badri
no-
Narayan, BJP can conveniently politically deflect some of the blame saying, oh, Tejashwi Yadav, oh, his aide arranged for a guest house, oh, the linchpin seems to be an opposition politician in Bihar. Well, what about what happened in Bhiwani and in Jhajjar? What about what happened in Godhra? These are all BJP ruled states. Apparently, I believe in Haryana, in one testing center, 6 students got 720. They were toppers. 6 out of the 67 or 70 who got 720, 6 of them come from the same center. You can't absolve all of those wrongdoings. Surely there was a problem in the conduct of this exam. And for that, accountability needs to be fixed.
Jaka, you must have heard the press conference today of the Dhanji, and he has clearly said that already process has been started to inquire the entire processes and how to make a strengthen the entire public education system, examination system. Now there is a situation that it's a market of the rumor, and everything is kaua kaan leke bhaga, तो हम kaua के पीछे दौड़ रहे हैं. We are not seeing our kaan. And the kaan is that let the process of inquiry go ahead, and the fact should come. I think I'm raising this question to all of you. The government who cancelled the NET examination for when they got proof, why they will not cancel the NET examination?
No, so I want to ask the same question. अगर आपका मानना ये है कि UGC NET आपने कैंसिल कर दिया because there was compromise, तो compromise तो NEET पे भी हुआ है, तो क्यों नहीं कैंसिल कर रहे हैं उसको?
जका उसी का इंतजार है, थोड़ा सा हमें ट्रस्ट करना होगा सिस्टम पे, थोड़ा वक्त देना होगा. हमें एक र्यूमर और एक एंजाइटी क्रिएट करने की जो पॉलिटिक्स चल रही है उससे अलग, दिस इज मेजर सोशल कंसर्न.
नहीं आप ये बताइए yesterday, no, one second, Professor Saab, you are in this field of education for the last 30-40 years. Kal ko we had a student who came and asked a very logical question. He said last year, I believe, if I get my numbers right, last year there were a handful of students who got 720 out of 720, maybe low double digits. Is bar, some 67 or 70 students have got full marks 720. The number of students who have got between 600 and 720, which is what you need to get into government medical colleges, by and large as a yardstick, last year was 14,000. This year it is 58,000. अब बताइए ना ये कैसे हो सकता है?
Jaka, there is already I explained what is told by the HRD minister, because I am not the person who has all the proof. But he said that, this NTA has extended the examination contours in the villages, and it make the examination inclusive. And it brought many marginal students in that, and they are performing well. And also there is a second point that the courses are reduced this time. But I'm not going to argue on that. Just I'm going to tell that, look, the process of inquiry is going on. Supreme Court is looking after that. So we should trust on the government and not evoke the anxiety among us students.
So let me ask Maheshwar Peri. Mr. Peri, the fact is that exam papers is not a new thing. It's not like exam paper leaks have happened only when the BJP has come to power. Last year we had in Rajasthan a massive paper leak that happened. We have had, when Akhilesh Yadav, I remember when he was Chief Minister in Uttar Pradesh, massive leak of paper happened. I think it was for Class D and Class C, Sarkari Naukri, whatever, employment at that time. So this is almost egalitarian. It doesn't matter who is in power. Congress is in power, BJP is in power. Paper leaks to hota rehta hai.
So, Zaka, I'm not getting into the politics of how many happened in which regime and all. That's not my issue here. In this, like, if you look at the press conference of the minister, there was a promise to punish the culprits. There was a promise in future to punish the culprits. Whereas what we are looking for is justice for the students today. You know, this press conference did not promise anything to the student other than saying that we'll punish the culprits if they found any, right? We talk of investigation. Is there a very specific investigation that's launched? We're talking of setting up a committee to investigate NTA and the functioning of NTA, but not necessarily, and we are waiting for Bihar to come up with something else.
No, there are criminal investigations, Mr. Peri, sorry. There are criminal investigations, police in Gujarat, police in Haryana, police in Bihar have launched. It's
Absolutely.
a criminal matter.
Which is right. I understand that. He could have at least said that, listen, if something is found, then this is what we'll do. At this point in time, the students are in a limbo. They're waiting for something from the minister. The minister holds a press conference, but doesn't answer the specific thing which students are looking for, which is what exactly happens next.
No, so what are the students looking for? Are the students... I want to ask you, what are the students looking for? Are the students saying that there should be a re-exam? That all 23 lakh odd students who gave the exam should be asked to sit again for the exam? Is that what they want?
Zaka, there is no straight answer for that. Would all want exactly the same thing? No, that's not the way. You look at, let me talk about a solution, Zaka, in this whole thing. The JEE examination happens in January and April, and the students, the best of the two is what is taken, right?
Yeah.
And both the schemes are normalized, right? Now, assuming this is a problem, one of the simplest solutions that one can deal with is anyone who feels aggrieved with this current NEET examination, please take another examination and we'll normalize the score and put it together, right? The other things, Zaka, you said earlier, low double-digit toppers. No, last year there were only two people who got 720 on 720.
Sorry,
in the last 5 years, there were only 6 people who got 720 on 720. In 2022, there is not a single person who got 720 on 720. The highest score was 715. Before that, it was, if you go in 20 and 2019, there was no one who got a perfect score. This time, you got 67 people who got a perfect score. This time, for a rank of 710, Zaka, last time you had 294 people who got a rank of 294 and below at 710 score. This time it is 1770. At 600 score, last time it was 26,000. This time it's 80,000. Right? The mark to rank inflation, see, what do we know as students or as counselors? That the mark to score inflation, score to rank inflation has been dramatic this time from 3x to 10x. That's all we know. And on the other hand, what does NTA do? Unless they were asked a specific question, they do not come out with the grace marks which they've actually awarded. They should have been transparent enough to say, okay, we are declaring the result and we also awarded the grace marks to so many students. That came on a specific question. NTA has not been transparent. It is only answering specific questions.
Okay.
And we don't know the process based on which the evaluation happened. All we know is the outcome, and the outcome is 3x to 10x for much of the sports.
Okay, I think that rank inflation is a real problem, which in fact even the student who came on the show yesterday was saying that the number of ranks has gone up so substantially this time around that they are suspicious of the entire process itself. I also want to bring in Awadh Ojha, who's a UPSC teacher, motivational speaker. As an educationist, Awadh Ojha ji, ये बताइए कि आपके मुताबिक कहाँ है ये issue, ये मूल मुद्दा क्या है? Why are students suddenly feeling like they are suffering? What is the root cause of why these paper leaks are happening? ये कहाँ हो रहा है और कैसे इसको रोक सकते हैं हम?
जाकब साहब, ऐसा है ना कि एक तो इतनी बड़ी कंट्री है और इतनी बड़ी पॉपुलेशन है, तो उसका जो मैनेजमेंट होता है, मैनेजमेंट मतलब पॉलिसी बनाना तो बहुत आसान होता है, पॉलिसी को इम्प्लीमेंट कर पाना थोड़ा सा चैलेंजिंग होता है किसी भी गवर्नमेंट के लिए। तो अब इतना बड़ा नेटवर्क है, इतना बड़ा, उस नेटवर्क में कहीं ना कहीं से तो लूप होल निकल ही सकता है, उसकी तो ज्यादा से ज्यादा संभावना है, वो भी इंडिया जैसी कंट्री में। तो लेकिन लेकिन एनटीए जो कि नेशनल टेस्टिंग एजेंसी है और नीट इतना बड़ा एग्जामिनेशन है, यूजीसी इतना बड़ा एग्जामिनेशन है, अगर वहां पे पेपर लीक होगा तो दैट विल बी अटैक ऑन द क्रेडिबिलिटी ऑफ द गवर्नमेंट। मतलब सरकार को बहुत सेंसिटिव होना पड़ेगा। आप देखो कितना टेम्परेचर है, सोर कर रहा है, राइज नहीं कर रहा है, टेम्परेचर इज सोरिंग, और उस सिचुएशन में लोग एग्जाम देने जा रहे हैं, इतनी दूर ट्रेवल कर रहे हैं, परेशान हो रहे हैं, और आप समझ सकते हो कि जनता में कितना अनरेस्ट हो गया इस समय।
लेकिन ओझा साहब ये तो बताइए कि ऐसा नहीं कि सारे एग्जाम्स के पेपर लीक हो रहे हैं। यूपीएससी के पेपर जो जिसकी पढ़ाई आप करते हो वो तो लीक नहीं होते हैं, आईआईटी जेईई के पेपर लीक नहीं होते हैं, तो सिर्फ ये नीट में इतना इश्यू क्यों होता है?
देखिए मैं आपको बताऊं, यूपीएससी का पेपर तो यूपीएससी के टीचर भी नहीं सॉल्व कर सकते, ऐसा बेहतरीन पेपर वो बनाते हैं। मतलब कोई एक टीचर उसे सॉल्व नहीं कर सकता। हिस्ट्री कोई और पढ़ाता है, ज्योग्राफी कोई और पढ़ाता है, आईआर कोई और पढ़ाता है, सोशल इश्यूज कोई और पढ़ाता है, तो कोई एक टीचर उस पेपर को सॉल्व ही नहीं कर सकता, पहली बात। दूसरी बात, उसका जो मेन एग्जामिनेशन है, मेंस, उसमें सिर्फ 10,000 लड़के होते हैं, उनको मैनेज करना बहुत आसान होता है इन कंपैरिजन टू नीट। आप नीट में देखो 24 लाख लड़कों ने एग्जाम दिया है, तो यहाँ जो चंक है लड़कों है वो बहुत ज्यादा है। यूपीएससी में माइन्यूट है, मिनिस्क्यूल, 10,000 लड़कों को मेंस लिखना है, वो मैनेजेबल है।
Okay, so you're saying it's a question of scale. But RP Singh साहब, you have to tell the country, UGC net, जो आपने cancel किया है, which happened, the decision happened yesterday, because there was evidence to show that the question paper is compromised. तो वो same principle NEET पे भी apply होना चाहिए ना? If people have been arrested saying that they got the question paper beforehand, if there are cases in as many as at least 3 states, I don't know how many other states, but certainly in Gujarat, Haryana and Bihar, there are police cases to find out कि ये क्या fraud हुआ है, तो वहाँ पे भी compromise हुआ है ना, तो आपको उसी principle से NEET को भी cancel करना चाहिए और re-exam करना चाहिए।
Okay, Zaka, 2 points. First, I have to make a small point, which is that why there is a problem with if the people from the rural background or the poor background, they score marks. Because this time, please, I'll appreciate if I'll also try to dig out, and if you can also from your sources, that all those people who got the 720 marks, what background they come from, and did they go to the institutes, did they go through the rigor of the all these academic institutions which help students, or these coaching centers. So let's understand that also, and then let's not question the capacity and capability of the students. One. Secondly, sir, as far UGC paper goes, it was there on the net. Anyone could have gone to that and checked, and then could have played as he wanted to. But here it is a specific pointed places which investigation is still on. And then we are not running away from the investigation. Let investigation be complete. As for the earlier issue which Supreme Court has ordered, that almost 15,637 students will get a chance, who got the grace marks will get a chance if they want to, or they will lose their grace marks. So let the things happen as per the court order, and if there is something which comes in between, then government will take a call accordingly.
Mahima saying, you know, again I come back to that point. It's not like NEET is the first exam whose papers have leaked, or UGC NET is the first exam whose papers have leaked. I famously remember in Rajasthan when Ashok Gehlot was Chief Minister just a few months ago, before the elections, there was massive exam paper leak scam, and the Chief Minister came under fire for that.
16 times.
Yeah, you remember when Akhilesh Yadav was Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh, there was a massive paper leak scam that happened at that time. So to say that, you know, paper leak happens, which is what your leader, Mr. Rahul Gandhi, said today, paper leak is happening only in BJP states, that's factually incorrect.
Zaka, one is that we must look at the statistics and see how is it in other states and how is it in BJP ruled states, and how was it before the double engine Sarkar, Modi Sarkar times, and how is it today? Number one is that. And number two is, when the BJP spokesperson tries to falsely take credit for you see making facilities or availability of resources for the poorer sections of the society. Let me remind him that it is the government that actually established colleges and facilities for the poorer marginal sections of the society, and rather it is the BJP government at the helm of whom sits Mr. Narendra Modi, who lied brazenly about AIIMS Darbhanga to the whole country. So no need to say what is the BJP government's policy. Today the question is, Zaka, that a student who scored 640 marks till
madam,
the
papers were
last year,
leaked in
please do
5
not
days in
intervene.
Rajasthan. You have any answer to that then?
Please
If I ask you the
observe some
same.
decorum. Please maintain the decorum. BJP spokesperson must remember the discipline here. They are
Answer
not
this also
remembering
now.
the discipline in conducting
16,
these
1,
exams.
6,
Sir, one second, sir, one second, sir. Let her answer. Let her answer. I will ask the Rajasthan question also. In fact, I asked the Rajasthan question, but let her finish.
Not only, just a minute, Zaka, let me complete this point, very critical. Not only there's a 3000% increase in number 1 rank holders in this examination, there is also a huge discrepancy where a 640 marks holder today stands at 40,000, can't go to a government medical college. Till last year, a 640 marks holder stood at 9,000, and it proportionately deteriorated every year because of course, the number of competence, the number of candidates that appeared for this examination. So the BJP is only busy gaslighting. Why don't they own up? If it happened in Rajasthan, if it happened in any other state, the governments took the onus, they went ahead and they conducted timely probes. They did not run away from their accountability.
But ma'am, as far as I know, the Rajasthan Chief Minister did not resign at that time. As far as I know, the Rajasthan Education Minister did not resign at that time. Right now, you're asking, Mr. Gandhi today said that the Prime Minister has to step down.
Mr. Pradhan resigned. Over the years, he's been recrowned as the education minister. You go to his Twitter handle, all that you see is Mr. Modi's praises. We don't see any tweets, any talks about education.
Professor Badri Narayan, at the end of the day, ये students का मामला है. No one should be, playing with their futures. At the end of the day, whether it was Vyapam scam or now NEET scam, fact is that we have a problem in this country. And it's a shame that in this day and age, जब हम digital India कह रहे हैं, ये कह रहे हैं, वो कह रहे हैं, we can't conduct exams in this country. I mean, why can't we have computer-based tests? I'll ask this to Awadh Oja also, but, in this day and age, we should be having computer-based tests, not paper and pen tests. In fact, UGC NET जो है, पिछले साल तक, till 2023, it was a computer-based test. इस साल, for some reason, they went back to paper and pen test.
Chaka, you must be knowing that why NTA came, because there were a lot of paper leak in every state, in many examinations. That's why NTA established, and NTA did many things. But there are a group of very strong group of mafias, educational mafias. They try to dent in any system, any foolproof system, and they are doing that. तो हमारे समाज में कितनी सड़न है, आप देख सकते हैं कैसे पैसा खेल रहा है. ये पैसे के खेल के कारण they are trying to enter in every system.
लेकिन प्रोफेसर नारायण ये एनटीए के आने के बावजूद भी चल रहा है ना, तो फिर क्या फायदा हुआ?
एक बात, अभी हमारे एजुकेशन मिनिस्टर ने बहुत अच्छी बात कही कि, और वो बार बार कह रहे हैं कि आज वो कुछ भी अगर होता है तो हम उस पर बहुत स्ट्रॉन्ग एक्शन लेंगे, और वो करने जा रहे हैं, और वो ही इज कमिटेड फॉर दैट. अब इसके पहले
लेकिन कब लेंगे साहब? बिकॉज़ 23 तारीख को रीटेस्ट है फॉर दैट 1563 स्टूडेंट्स. 30 तारीख से काउंसलिंग शुरू हो रही है. कब लेंगे एक्शन?
पब्लिक एग्जामिनेशन प्रिवेंशन एक्ट आ गया है, उसके अनुसार कार्रवाइयां हो रही हैं, और बहुत मुझे लगता है कि वी शुड ट्रस्ट. इस समय र्यूमर के बाजार में
नहीं प्रोफेसर साहब ये बताइए कि एक्शन तभी लेंगे कि काउंसलिंग जब पूरा खत्म हो जाएगा उसके बाद लेंगे एक्शन?
नहीं, मुझे लगता है कि देखिए, एवरी डे इज द डे ऑफ हैपनिंग. कल कुछ हुआ, आज उन्होंने एक प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस की, आज कोई कमिटमेंट किया, बताया कि किस तरह से कमेटी बन चुकी है जो एनटीए के सारे प्रोसेसेस को देख रही है, और एनटीए का भी कोई भी बड़ा या छोटा अधिकारी बख्शा नहीं जाएगा, ये भी उन्होंने कहा. तो ऑलरेडी थिंग्स आर गोइंग ऑन.
Maheshwar Peri, the contention is also that NTA is an independent agency. It's a testing agency that has been formed by an act of parliament. It doesn't necessarily mean that the ministry is controlling it, or the ministry has, some kind of leash on the NTA. Even if this committee were to find irregularities in the functioning of the NTA, the committee can make a recommendation, and ultimately it has to be a criminal case that has to be registered. The committee per se on its own, and we'll know the parameters of the committee, what legal scope it has tomorrow, the committee per se, as I understand, can't take any legal action directly. They'll have to go through a investigative agency. So the point is that the government is also saying, the Education Ministry is also saying that, look, the NTA works as an independent wing. Why are you berating the government or the Education Ministry for the flaws and faults of the NTA?
Well, Zaka, I think there's been a change in stance if that is what you're saying, because on the very first day, the minister came out and said there is no paper leak. That's the first day when he came out, when the government was formed and he got the portfolio, he said there was no paper leak. For the first few days, he spoke like the spokesperson of NTA. Now he seems to be distancing himself if what you're saying is correct, right? That's the first part of it. The second part of it is, Zaka, again, I'm coming back to the basic issue. I'm not getting into the politics of Congress, BJP, these spokespeople and all. I don't want to get into that. The thing is, by the criminals getting punished, it doesn't solve the problem of getting justice to the students today. The students are waiting for some kind of a direction, some kind of a solution today because they're completely anxious. You must understand they spent years to prepare for this examination, and they're in a limbo in terms of understanding what exactly happens next. Would the counselling happen? Would the exam be cancelled? If the exam is cancelled, they have to start preparing all over again.
Yeah.
They were looking for that direction, and that direction is not forthcoming, even though this scam broke out 20 days back or 15 days back. It's been more than a fortnight that we've been talking about paper leak and rigging of the examination, right? And there is absolutely zero direction as far as that is concerned, because remember, June 4th we got the result, and since that day this conversation has been happening.
So, Oja साहब, ये बताइए इसका क्या solution निकाला जा सकता है? What is the solution to stop such paper leaks?
नहीं, ये तो टेक्नोलॉजी जो अभी आपने कहा ना कि अगर हम इसको कंप्यूटर बेस्ड कर लें और उससे बेस कर लें, तो अगर हम जितना ज्यादा टेक्नोलॉजी को यूज करते चले जाएंगे तो उसकी संभावना थोड़ी कम होती जाएगी. बाकी इतने बड़े पॉपुलेशन में, इतने बड़े नेटवर्क में कहीं ना कहीं से लूप होल निकालना तो आसान होता ही है.
Okay, we'll leave it at that. You know, I'm very clear in my mind that anything that plays with the future of our younger generations, the future of this country, that should not be taken lightly. I really hope that this committee that's formed by the Education Department, the Education Ministry, goes into the depths of it, not just about the role of the NTA, but even beyond. If there are officials of the ministry, officials of other various government departments. In fact, one gentleman who's a junior engineer, I fail to understand how a junior engineer in a municipal corporation in a small place like Danapur could have got his hands on a question paper, and that too of a premier medical examination like NEET. But we hope that that committee goes into the bottom of it, accountability is fixed, and as Mr. Perry was saying, that there is some kind of relief for the students who have taken this exam, 23 lakh students who have taken this exam and who are looking for a sense of relief from the government. That's a wrap. Thank you very much for tuning into Brass Tacks. We were coming to you live from the CNN News 18 and Federal Bank Primetime Studio. From me, Zaka Jacob, and the rest of the team, thanks for your time. Good night.
Could only increase in the coming hours, which is why politics over this is going to escalate, because just 1 year ago, which was in September 2023, there were twin huge tragedies reported in Tamil Nadu, one in Virupuram and one in Chengalpattu districts, where 22 people lost their lives because of consumption of illicit liquor. And just a year later, yet another tragic incident took place in Kallakurichi, where at least 30 of them have died. The death toll could increase because we'll have to wait for the official information, but at least 30 of them have lost their lives because of consumption of illicit liquor. Remember, yesterday there was one person who was suspected to have carried at least 200 liters of illicit arak was arrested. Right now, investigation is on, probe is on to see if the 200 liters of illicit arak contains the deadly methanol. Because police officials say that prima facie investigation reveals that consumption of methanol led to the tragic incident where at least 30 people have lost their lives. Both the AIADMK and the BJP have in fact pointed fingers at the DMK, blaming the DMK, saying that the DMK has not learnt its lessons, because just in 2023 we saw twin huge tragedies in Tamil Nadu, and in less than a year yet another tragic incident took place. So they say that because of the administration lapses, yet another tragedy took place because of illicit liquor being made available freely under the DMK rule. That's the question that both the BJP and the AIADMK have raised, saying that the DMK has not learnt its lessons, have not taken measures to stop the illicit sale of liquor and distribution of methanol. That's the word coming in from the AIADMK and the BJP. This will be raked up in the assembly session. Today, the assembly session met, condoled the death of those who lost their lives after consumption of illicit liquor. But tomorrow, we could expect a heated debate in the assembly over Hooch tragedy, with both the AIADMK and the BJP blaming the DMK. DMK meanwhile says that action has been taken against those who were responsible for this, but that is not enough, is what the opposition says. Politics over Hooch tragedy in Kallakuruchi has only escalated, with the AIADMK General Secretary and Leader of Opposition Edappadi Palanisamy planning to visit Kallakuruchi Government Hospital to take stock of the situation. DMK meanwhile says that action has been taken against the district administration who were responsible for the Hooch tragedy. The superintendent of police has been suspended. The collector of Kallakuruchi was transferred. New officials are now in place to take stock of the situation. Ministers have been deployed at Kallakuruchi to monitor the situation. At least 30 people have died so far in the Hooch tragedy that took place in Kallakuruchi, and more than 30 are still hospitalized. Some of them are in critical condition as per the hospital authorities. So clearly the death toll could only increase in the coming hours, which is why
योग व्यक्ति, परिवार, समाज, देश, विश्व और संपूर्ण मानवता को जोड़ता।
देश देश का पथदर्शन, अंतर मन का नवसर्जन। विश्व एक परिवार ने योग को किया है वंदन।
जन जन के जीवन का हिस्सा है योग। 21 जून 2024 को है 10वां अंतर्राष्ट्रीय योग दिवस। इस बार योग दिवस की थीम है स्वयं और समाज के लिए योग। आइए हर गांव, हर शहर में योग उत्सव मनाएं। इस वैश्विक अभियान को सफल बनाएं।
this is going to escalate, because just 1 year ago, which was in September 2023, there were twin Hooch tragedies reported in Tamil Nadu, one in Viluppuram and one in Chengalpattu districts, where 22 people lost their lives because of consumption of illicit liquor. And just a year later, yet another tragic incident took place in Kallakuruchi, where at least 30 of them have died. The death toll could increase because we'll have to wait for the official information, but at least 30 of them have lost their lives because of consumption of illicit liquor. Remember, yesterday there was one person who was suspected to have carried at least 200 liters of illicit arak was arrested. Right now, investigation is on, probe is on to see if the 200 liters of illicit arak contains the deadly methanol. Because police officials say that prima facie investigation reveals that consumption of methanol led to the tragic incident where at least 30 people have lost their lives. Both the AIADMK and the BJP have in fact pointed fingers at the DMK, blaming the DMK, saying that the DMK has not learnt its lessons, because just in 2023 we saw twin Hooch tragedies in Tamil Nadu, and in less than a year yet another tragic incident took place. So they say that because of the administration lapses, yet another tragedy took place because of illicit liquor being made available freely under the DMK rule. That's the question that both the BJP and the AIADMK have raised, saying that the DMK has not learnt its lessons, have not taken measures to stop the illicit sale of liquor and distribution of methanol. That's the word coming in from the AIADMK and the BJP. This will be raked up in the assembly session. Today, the assembly session met, condoled the death of those who lost their lives after consumption of illicit liquor. But tomorrow, we could expect a heated debate in the assembly over Hooch tragedy, with both the AIADMK and the BJP blaming the DMK. DMK meanwhile says that action has been taken against those who were responsible for this, but that is not enough, is what the opposition says. Politics over Hooch tragedy in Kallakuruchi has only escalated, with the AIADMK General Secretary and Leader of Opposition Edappadi Palanisamy planning to visit Kallakuruchi Government Hospital to take stock of the situation. DMK meanwhile says that action has been taken against the district administration who were responsible for the Hooch tragedy. The superintendent of police has been suspended. The collector of Kallakurichi was transferred. New officials are now in place to take stock of the situation. Ministers have been deployed at Kallakurichi to monitor the situation. At least 30 people have died so far in the Hooch tragedy that took place in...
Hello, Namaskar. This is First Post and you're watching Vantage with me, Palki Sharma. The Chinese Coast Guard is behaving like pirates in the South China Sea. This week, they bullied Filipino soldiers, they boarded their vessel without permission, they smashed the boat's equipment, and they threatened the Filipino soldiers with knives and spears. China's bullying in the South China Sea is once again raising the risk of conflict. Meanwhile, in Israel, the IDF, the Israeli Defense Force, has issued a significant statement. They say it is impossible to completely eliminate the Hamas. In India, students are outraged after yet another key exam was cancelled because of a paper leak. After North Korea, Vladimir Putin has reached Vietnam. We'll tell you what's on his agenda. After sponsoring terrorists for years, Pakistan is complaining about terrorism at the United Nations. The heat wave has taken more than 1,000 lives